Costumes. We hope you are too. Happy Halloween as 2K Sports presents the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. And the starting group for the Spurs. Sharing the wing spots, it's Vassell and Johnson. And it's Wembanyama in at the 4. And for the Rockets, the post pairing form, Smith along with Şengün. Jalen Green is out there with Jones. No tricks, only treats here, Greg, is we've got NBA action on Halloween. Greg, I have seen you sport some very interesting costumes over the years.
Yeah, the kids love it when I get dressed up and go trick-or-treating with them. And then I get to go through their candy stash, so it's a window.
And so off the tip, it's San Antonio. For San Antonio, they've been good at the free throw line in this one, 7 of 8.
And last season, 77% from the line. They could usually get the job done there.
With 2 seconds left, and there's the bucket as Green finishes it off. Green's got 6.
That time the defense all up in Green's business, but he can get physical just like they can.
And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Spurs lead by 18. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
And you know, when the bench is playing such a big role early, that certainly allows the starters to stay fresh throughout the game.
They've got Jalen Green. Martin is out there with Jayshawn Tate. And it's Christopher in at the shooting guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Tate. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Spurs?
Well, they haven't wasted any time getting into a groove from deep, putting up and hitting a healthy amount of three-pointers thus far.
Another thing that stood out to me tonight is their early success at the free throw line. I mean, they've been able to draw contact and then convert at the line.
No good on the second free throw.
During the last decade, the 2010s, Houston had loads of success. The 4th most wins in the league during that time. Unfortunately, they never got to the finals.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
Here's Green. His last outing, 16 points for him. for the Rockets during the 2010s, Clark, all winning seasons.
Yeah, and you know, the biggest reason that Houston didn't reach the finals in my mind was the West was loaded. The Spurs were always a contender. OKC had a nice run. And, of course, during that time, the Warriors became dynastic.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Christopher, no good.
Perfectly played defensively there. He made that a very difficult look.
Here's Jacobs. The Rockets pull it in. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And, you know, those are the kind of games that sting and that bad taste lingers. Knowing you were in it, but not coming through down the stretch, those are hard to get over sometimes.
Oh, reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
Two minutes now played in the second quarter. Inside. Christopher, that's good. Christopher's got his second basket of the night.
Nice to see such unselfish play from Green, putting the team ahead of himself.
Here's Jay. 5 points in the game. And there's the drive. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. You know, Greg, we know to win at the highest level, you need your star players to show up in the big games. With that in mind, what's the key?
You know, it's their will and their ability to fight. If you look at the great ones, even when things haven't gone their way, they continue to scratch and claw and do everything in their power to try and get the W.
The first one falls, so it's both teams making substitutions here. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Porter. And Wesley pulls it down. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against Memphis. Pass to Jacobs. That one's not going to go. So Houston will take it the other way. In this matchup with the Spurs, it's their first meeting of the season.
And two teams here that were evenly matched a season ago as they split the season series.
Yeah, they'd settle for 500 against most teams. Both squads win challenge, perhaps a way to put it, but one of them has got to win tonight.
Here's Jay. His last outing, he had 18 points. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game.
And, guys, it's going to be a long time before we see another one just like that.
Here is Porter. He's got 5. For 3. Porter can't get that one to fall.
Certainly not the kind of night he was looking for at the offensive end, and it's had a ripple effect on the team.
Passes it to Jacobs. The pass to Jacobs. 5 to shoot. Here's Wesley. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
A total defensive collapse. I mean, no reason to allow him that kind of space from behind the arc.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now Smith. He is still scoreless so far in this one. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3. before the half. Something.
And so it's the San Antonio Spurs leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Greg.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
We talk about this. When something works, keep going to it until someone stops it. They've been living in the paint shack.
Some people in the stands are already leaving for the exits. They're tasting that barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken.
And let's get back to our featured game. A fantastic battle between these two guys.
This is exactly what leaders do. They know what a win means tonight, and they're stepping up for their teams.
Yes, so difficult to cover either of them. Should be an interesting second half. And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. And so here is Houston. Shay's checked in for the Spurs. On the floor for San Antonio, they've got Keldon Johnson, and it's Jacobs in at the one spot.
Yeah, but they're 3 or 4 to start the second half.
And Jabari Smith, of course, with deep family ties, Greg, to the NBA.
His dad being the OG Jabari. All these guys are in that 6'10", 6'11 range. So great bloodline. Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
One shot.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. Green deciding where to go with it. On the wing, Jones. He's guarded by Johnson. Fires from 18.
And forget about finesse. This was all about the power.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Crafty move. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. When you look at NBA salary numbers, Clark, some rosters are only guys on the max or the minimum, one or the other. What happened? What happened to the middle salary?
Yeah, it just kind of went away a little bit, Kevin. Well, when you have enough stars on your team, they take up the whole pie, and really they deserve it. But I think you got to have role players, too, who are willing to take a little less, the crumbs, so to speak. But when you're talking 7 figures, crumbs is probably a misnomer.
First one falls for him. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
And, you know, that's their first miss after knocking down 4 in a row to start the half.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. In recent years, the NBA has opened several international academies. Commissioner Adam Silver says huge numbers of people are playing basketball, but unless you take the best at a young age, get them facing elite competition and training under high-pressure circumstances, they won't develop into NBA caliber players. Kevin?
Well, opening doors, David, that's always a good thing. Expansion. Thank you. Takes the three. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. And it's Jones with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Unloads from 13. Count that one. Jones has got 5 points so far.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Here's Jay. He's got 15. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
You know, with that kind of height mismatch, you've got to send help defensively.
And so it's Houston with it. Outside, Jones. Outside, Green. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to go on Keldon Johnson.
Inside, Green's energetic play makes him really hard to contest without fouling. The defense's best effort turns into a foul.
And with that lightning first step of Jalen Green, very few defenders have a chance of keeping him in front.
The Spurs making a switch here. Wesley's checked in. Here's Jay. And he goes big with the dunk right over Jabari Smith.
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said.
He's one of the few players in the NBA who can pull something like that off.
Here is Porter. 9 points in the game so far. And Greg, one thing about that blinding speed of Green, he's got to make his reads faster as well.
I think the game is slowing down for him, though, Kevin. And that and speeding up his shot release will make him even tougher.
Oh, my goodness! Come on now.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
Houston's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Outside, Green. From outside the arc. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Green's got 13 points.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole. 11th in fewest turnovers per. And for free throw shooting, not really an attribute. Top 20 in the league, and we always heard him talking about the need to improve in that area. Let's see how this season plays out.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. Houston making a switch here. Tate's checked in, and the Spurs making a change here. And he misses the second one as well, so he is 0 for 2 that time. Houston's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Houston moving the ball around. Down low. 6 to shoot. From deep, Green. And another 3 for Houston.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Here's Jay, guarded by Porter. Here's Jacobs. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Right side, Martin. Back to Green. Launches a three. Count that as his 7th field goal in 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
And the shot goes in. Jay's got 12 points here in the second half.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
Those kinds of plays are the ones that get you on the lead and help keep you in front.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Spurs.
The mid-range game has been there for them all game long, and that old-school approach still getting it done in this one.
How great have they been? I mean, shooting the ball from outside.
Rockets shooting 33% for the night. That's a big thorn in their side right now. The post pairing for him, Smith along with Şengün. Jones is out there with Porter. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. Şengün, no good. Şengün's gone just 2 of 6 shooting, 33%. Right wing. Back to Vassell. Pass to Jay. Here's Horton Tucker. 4 on the clock. Here's Jacobs. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Outside, Jones. He takes it in. Smith the pass to Şengün. Puts the move on. Can't get the layup.
Well, he's much better than that. Really no excuse for missing that lay-in.
Here's Jay, defended by Jones. Here's Jacobs. Oh, wow! And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special.
A circus dunk for you right there, guys.
Well, Greg, we're seeing high schoolers now making 6 figures to play basketball. I bet you wouldn't have minded that in your time, would you?
I tell you what, it beats delivering the newspaper, right? It's still fresh and developing, but a lot of different opportunities are emerging.
Porter very assertive with that shot. Found a look that he liked and wasted no time taking advantage of it.
Here's Jacobs, and he dunks it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Here's Jones. Pass to Porter. Elbow shot is on the way. San Antonio with the rebound. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Here's Jay. Şengün covering. Count it. Good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Porter looking it over. Feeds it to Smith. Got it. Good job in the low post. Smith's got his first 2 points of the night.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
To the inside. Johnson, the pass to Jacobs. And here is Vassell. Oh, trying for it. Here's Johnson. Here's Jacobs. Trying to get open as Johnson. And the basket by Jay. Jay's got 9 points in the quarter.
He's starting to heat up from outside. That's his second this half.
Porter passes to Jones. Smith outside. And for a lot of up-and-coming teams, getting better defensively is the key to reaching, Greg, that next level. That being considered, what's the first step in that improvement?
A lot of times it's bringing in a great defender, like a Pat Beverly or an Andre Iguodala, a defensive anchor who also inspires his teammates to take that challenge.
To the middle, got a piece of it, and stolen by Şengün.
Blocking foul called on. Second personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Garuba the pass to Woodard. Here's Christopher. Passes it to Woodard. Shot clock at 5. The 3. Offensive rebound. Smith. And the layup falls. Smith's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
Kicks it to Jang. From deep, George. The rebound by Woodard. Rockets have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. And the play-in tournament, Greg, is here to stay, but the terminology is somewhat in limbo. Is that going to be part of the playoffs?
You hear people say it's not the playoffs, it's the play-in. Maybe the term postseason should cover both the play-in and the playoff. It's something to think about.
Jang, the pass to Jacobs. It's Wesley on the wing. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Woodard. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Here's Jay. George with no one around. The three-pointer no good.
You know, even though they're on top in this one, you'd like him to be better out there because he's capable of being better. It sure would make things a lot easier, too.
Rockets ball.
Tate, he's checked in for Smith. So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. A minute 20 left to play here in the fourth. To the paint. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Spurs.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jay.
Boy, from a scoring standpoint, he was absolutely sensational. Made the game look.
The fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give them any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
At the line for the Spurs. Take a break. 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. He's perfect from the line this time. And it's Porter with the ball for the Rockets. The pass to Tate. Here's Christopher. From 12 feet out. Rebound by Jang. Here's Jacobs. No good. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, James.